why she suddenly stops caring about you. You see, when someone pulls back, especially a woman who once seemed fully invested, it can feel like a punch in the gut. One day she's laughing at your jokes, asking about your day, sharing her world with you, and the next it's radio silence or short replies that feel colder than before. The shift can be so sudden that it makes you question everything. Did you say something wrong? Did she meet someone else? Did she lose interest? The truth is, it's rarely just one simple reason. But before we jump into assumptions, we have to understand something deeper, the way emotions work in early connections. The emotional shift that happens behind the scenes. At the beginning of a connection, everything feels exciting. There's chemistry, mystery, and that spark that makes both people want to talk for hours. But emotions are like waves. They rise, they peak, and sometimes they calm down. A woman might stop caring suddenly, not because she never cared, but because the emotional wave she was riding has shifted. Maybe the excitement faded, maybe comfort turned into routine, or maybe she felt something was missing. It's important to remember, people don't just wake up and decide to stop caring. There's always something emotional that changes underneath the surface. Sometimes when we get comfortable, we also start to assume the other person will stay no matter what. The effort starts to fade a little. Fewer compliments, less enthusiasm, maybe we stop being as curious about her world. And while we may not notice it, she definitely does. Women are often very in tune with energy, and when she feels the spark fading from your side, even slightly, she might unconsciously begin to pull back. When she feels unseen or unappreciated. Let's be real. Everyone wants to feel seen, valued, and appreciated. When a woman starts feeling like her presence no longer matters to you, her heart quietly begins to check out. Maybe you're still there physically, but emotionally, she feels like you've stopped noticing her. The compliments that used to make her smile have disappeared. The deep talks have turned into dry, "How was your day?" texts. And that's when she starts to ask herself, why am I still putting in effort? Studies actually show that emotional neglect, even in small doses, can cause people to detach faster than we realize. It's not about grand gestures, it's about attention, the kind that makes her feel you still see her, not just the version of her you met in the beginning. When that feeling fades, her care begins to fade with it. And the scariest part? Once a woman emotionally detaches, it's incredibly hard to bring her back. When she feels you're not matching her energy. We've all heard the phrase, energy attracts energy. It's true. Relationships run on emotional balance. When she feels like she's giving more, texting first more often, showing more excitement than she's getting back, she starts to feel emotionally unsafe. It's like running a race alone. No one wants to chase forever. So when she realizes the energy isn't mutual, she starts protecting herself. That's when the shift happens. The care that used to pour out naturally becomes guarded. According to a relationship study from the University of Kansas, emotional reciprocity, that sense of equal give and take, is one of the biggest predictors of long-term attraction. So when that balance is lost, the emotional connection begins to fade. It's not that she stopped caring for no reason, it's that her care started to feel one-sided. When she starts to lose respect or trust. Let's face it, attraction and care don't survive without respect. When a woman starts to feel like she can't rely on you, when you say one thing and do another, or when she senses inconsistency, it chips away at her emotional trust. Maybe she caught you being less honest than before, or maybe she noticed you treating her feelings like they're less important. Whatever the case, the moment she starts questioning your character or your intentions, her emotions start to shift. And the tricky part is, she won't always say it outright. Instead, she'll go quiet. She'll test the distance. She'll stop caring as a way to protect herself. Psychologists call this emotional withdrawal. It's the mind's way of saying, I need to step back before I get hurt. So when she stops caring, it's not always about losing love. Sometimes it's about saving herself from more disappointment. When she realizes you're not emotionally available. We might think we're showing up fully, but emotional availability is more than just talking or showing affection. It's about being open, vulnerable, and present. If she senses that you're emotionally blocked off, maybe you avoid deeper conversations, or you shut down when things get serious, she'll eventually stop trying to break through that wall. Women crave emotional connection just as much as physical or romantic attraction. When that connection isn't there, the relationship starts to feel empty, and instead of arguing or begging for more attention, many women quietly disconnect. It's their way of saying, "I've tried, but it's not being met." That's why she might suddenly seem distant, not because she doesn't care, but because she's accepted that you're not willing to meet her at that emotional depth. When the chase ends and reality sets in. In the early stages of any connection, there is excitement. You both put your best selves forward, you text constantly, go on fun dates, laugh easily. But after a while, the chase settles and reality steps in. That's when she starts to see the real you, your habits, your patterns, your level of consistency. And if what she sees doesn't match what she felt in the beginning, she'll naturally start to pull away. This stage is where a lot of people lose each other. The chemistry was there, but the compatibility wasn't. And that realization often hits women faster because they tend to think long-term earlier than men. She starts asking herself, can I really see myself with him down the road? If the answer doesn't feel like a strong yes, she'll start detaching, not out of anger, but clarity.
When her emotional needs change. As time goes on, emotional needs evolve. Maybe in the beginning she wanted excitement, but now she craves stability. Or maybe she wanted a deep emotional bond, but feels like she's getting surface-level affection instead. When her needs start to shift, and she doesn't feel that shift is being met, she'll stop investing her heart in the same way. Research from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships shows that unmet emotional needs are one of the top reasons people lose interest in romantic partners over time. It's not always about drama or conflict. Sometimes it's just about emotional misalignment. So when she starts caring less, it could be because her heart's telling her that the connection no longer fits what she truly needs. When she feels taken for granted. Here's the thing. When effort becomes one-sided, people start to feel invisible. If she used to plan things, initiate conversations, or show care, and it wasn't appreciated, she'll start to pull back, not to play games, but because she's tired. No one wants to keep showing up when it feels like it doesn't matter. Psychologists call this emotional burnout. It happens when someone gives too much without feeling the same energy returned. At first, she might try harder, but over time, that turns into indifference, and that's when you notice she's stopped caring altogether. When she outgrows the connection. Sometimes it's not about mistakes or lack of effort. It's simply that she's grown in a different direction. Maybe she's focusing on herself, her goals, or her peace. Maybe she's realized she needs something emotionally deeper than what the connection offered. People change, and that change can quietly shift how they care. It's hard to accept, but outgrowing someone doesn't mean there wasn't love. It just means the love isn't aligned anymore. That's why when she stops caring, it might actually be a sign of her moving towards something that feels more right for her life at that moment. The hard truth: care doesn't vanish, it transforms. When she suddenly stops caring, it's rarely sudden. It's a buildup of moments, small disappointments, unmet needs, fading excitement, lost respect. Her care didn't just disappear, it changed shape. It turned into distance, silence, or emotional withdrawal because something within her no longer felt safe, valued, or fulfilled. And the truth is, we all have a limit. No matter how strong the connection once felt, If someone feels unseen for too long, they stop showing up the same way. It's human nature. So, what can we learn from this? Instead of asking, why did she stop caring, we can ask, what might have changed in how I made her feel? Because that's where the real answer lies. Most people don't want to walk away, they just want to feel that what they give emotionally is noticed and valued. If we can learn to stay curious about our partner, keep communicating openly, and never stop showing appreciation, the care doesn't have to fade. The spark that brought her close in the beginning can actually grow stronger, but it takes awareness, effort, and emotional presence. Closing thoughts. So, the next time it feels like she's pulling away, don't rush to blame her or yourself. Take a step back and look at the connection with honest eyes. Did something shift in the energy, the effort, or the emotional balance? Because more often than not, that's where you'll find your answer. People don't just stop caring for no reason. They stop caring when they stop feeling cared for. And maybe understanding that, really understanding it, is how we make sure it doesn't happen again.